Should there be a penalty for people who refuse to be vaccinated?
I don't think so. Like my husband said as well, there's already a lot of penalties for people who are choosing not to get vaccinated right now, and not being able to do the things they want to, not being able to get jobs, but then also like they risk the chance of getting more sick if they catch COVID-19, and that's their choice. And I'm sure people are well enough aware of that with all the conversations that have been happening.
I think there already is. I think there's already limitations on what they can do. And I know some works are, some people's jobs, if they aren't vaccinated, they can't work there. So I think that's penalty enough.
Getting other people sick and making them die, if possibly, it's the same as driving badly. I think behaving badly is not a good thing.
Well, I'm curious as to how effective it will be. So I'm looking at what's happening in Quebec and taxing people that are not, refusing to get vaccination. There's an inordinate cost to not refusing to vaccinate that perhaps they should share in the burden.
So I think in some cases people don't have the option, or they're concerned about their own personal health. I personally don't think it should go as far as giving people penalties for that decision.
It's an individual thing. You have to respect people. You may not agree with them, but we live in a free democracy, and we should, millions of people have died so that we can live in a free democracy. And there's lots of countries in the world where if you feel like you need to be bossed around, you can just move there and they'll be glad to have you, But I prefer living in a democracy myself.
I don't think it's fair that people should be penalized for staying true to themselves, but I think just educating yourself and really understanding both ends of the spectrum is really important.
I think you really just have to respect the person's choice at the end of the day, whether they want to put something into their own body or not. As long as the information is there, I don't personally agree with penalizing someone financially for not wanting to put the vaccine in their body. I don't agree with that, no.
This whole vaccination doesn't do anything because vaccinated people still spread it. And they get it. So what's the difference between not being vaccinated and vaccinated?
I don't think there should be a penalty for people who refuse to be vaccinated. I just think it's kind of a slippery slope. I don't know if you start taxing all bad behavior that could result in health risks, such as, smoking cigarettes or other things such as this. So I definitely don't agree with it. I think we just kind of have to get through the pandemic together, respect other people's medical choices, and focus on moving forward.
No, I don't think so. They already are in a way, because when they mandate vaccines for going to restaurants or travel or things like that. So I think that's probably enough, but to punish people in other ways, like financially, I think that's a bit harsh.
I don't think so. I think at this point we did the whole vaccine passport, but then we had to go back and lock down again, so it kind of showed that it didn't really do anything. The people who chose not to get vaccinated are doing it to themselves. They are going to get sicker, but I don't think it should change the way that they're able to live their lives.
I guess we have to decide whether it's worth, the social costs that would be incurred by, having additional penalties, but yes, I think we should consider having some penalties, yes.
I just wonder where that would end, like if the government's able to force people to do something like that when it's their own body. I don't know where the end would be for that.
Let's put it this way. Public health is not about me or you, but it's about all of us. And those who choose to be irresponsible with their own decisions can do so. But I do think the duty or responsibility of the government to extend their extra reach to those who choose not to do what's in the best interests of their community, I think it's a judgment call. And I am less sympathetic to those who choose not to do everything they can to help us through the worst of this crisis.
I think there are other ways about going about doing that. Again, it's still education. I have issues with the conspiracists because it's really not from facts. I understand vaccine hesitancy, but there has to be a better way to convince people to think about the larger community and not these sort of conspiracies about the vaccine, the government, and what it may lead to.
No. Everybody to each your own, and they're already penalized enough. There's certain places where they will not be able to go. That's pretty much enough.
Yeah, give them a fine, make them pay. Why not? It's a ticket. It's a simple ticket. If you're not going to get vaccinated and you're not going to help this country get back to normal so that I can take this off, why not get vaccinated? And if you don't, get a fine. Every 3 months, a $300 fine, $100 a month. That gives you lots of time to go and get one.